Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
You're watching 7 at 7, powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, the largest news team in Nevada.
Fans are mourning the loss of Ozzy Osbourne. We have a look at the heavy metal legend's career. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7 tonight. I'm Lena Bleetz. Starting tonight with Neon Entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's, with live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to ArizonaCharlies.com to see who's playing. Just weeks after his farewell show, heavy metal legend Ozzy Osbourne is dead at 76. Neon columnist John Katsalamidas reflects on Osbourne's life and his decades-long career in music.
Ozzy Osbourne's final appearance was July 5th at the Back to the Beginning Festival in England. This was an all-star show where the original members of Black Sabbath performed together for the first time in 20 years. Sammy Hagar sang Flying High Again and No More Tears in that show. When Hagar learned of Osbourne's death, the Red Rocker said, "For him to have been that close to death and still get up there and perform like he promised, wow. That puts him in a category of his own." Osbourne's former bandmates Jake E. Lee and Phil Soussan live in Las Vegas. Lee, a great guitarist, had not seen Osbourne in 38 years, but said he would not miss that event, saying, "This is historic, this is monumental." Soussan, a great bass player, recalled visiting New York for the first time with Osbourne and saying Osbourne was like a kid in a candy shop. He was like a prankster, a comedian. With Ozzy, everything was a little bit tongue-in-cheek.
Now to your top stories. ICE picks up a man from the Clark County Detention Center before he was due to be sentenced for a deadly crash, upsetting the victim's family. Douglas Esteban Chacon previously signed a plea agreement for a count of reckless driving, according to court records. Police said he was racing another car on February 19th on Nellis Boulevard when he hit a pedestrian crossing the street. 77-year-old Ricardo Uranio died as a result of the crash, and his wife had planned a speech at the sentencing hearing on Monday. Esteban Chacon's attorney said she expects he will return to criminal court once his immigration case is resolved. ICE did not respond to a request for comment. A victim testifies in court after his neighbor almost killed him in a hate crime attack. Amadeo Quindara was 75 years old when Christian Lentz attacked him in his garage in May 2023. In court, Quindara told Lentz, quote, "You took away things I earned in my life because you didn't like the way I look." Lentz pleaded guilty but mentally ill to residential burglary motivated by bias or hatred toward the victim and abuse of an older person with death or substantial harm motivated by bias or hatred.
This crime had a profound impact on the victim and his family. And according to the prosecutor on the case, the attack occurred in a time with high rates of anti-Asian hate crimes in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Lentz was supposed to be sentenced on Monday, but due to an issue with documentation, his sentencing was pushed back 2 weeks.
And now for Vegas Nation and the latest on the Raiders. I'm Heidi Fang, and Raiders training camp gets underway tomorrow. Head coach Pete Carroll says he's looking forward to seeing how the challenges play out at different position groups, especially based off of the way some of the players came into camp physically prepared for that challenge.
You guys have really worked out hard to get back to this, and that's the first indication that you get that everybody's, mindful and they're aware of what's happening, what's coming. They need to be ready now. This is going to be a hard camp, and it's going to be challenging for them. I hope it's as challenging as any camp that they've ever had, and we want to practice better than anybody's practiced in the game.
In more Raiders news, former Seahawks cornerback Jamal Adams is reuniting with Pete Carroll. He has agreed to terms with the Raiders, according to sources.
In weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. Temperatures will be cooling down to the 80s around midnight, then continuing to fall, looking at an overnight low of 77 degrees by 6 a.m. The rest of the week will be sunny with highs just barely in the triple digits and no rain in sight. High of 100 and low of 75 for Wednesday and Thursday, then up just a couple degrees to end the work week with a high of 102 and low of 75 on Friday. In business, brought to you by G Bank, your best banking experience ever. An off-strip resort is set to be demolished at the end of August. The Royal Resort at 99 Convention Center Drive has been closed since 2022 when a fire sparked by guests smoking led to water damage from the sprinkler system. The property's general manager says they tried to get the resort back up and running, but their insurance provider was not willing to pay the full amount, leading to the decision to demolish the hotel. The Royal Resort is holding a liquidation sale for everything inside the hotel, including mattresses, lamps, refrigerators, coffee makers, and tables. It is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Sports brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app today. The Aces will have a tough stretch ahead. Those the words of head coach Becky Hammond after Monday's practice. With the All-Star break over after tonight's game against the Dream, the Aces hit the road to face the Indiana Fever on Thursday, the Minnesota Lynx on Friday, followed by a trip to Dallas on Sunday versus the Wings. Their 4-game road trip ends against the Sparks in LA on Tuesday. The Aces record stands at 11-11 and they're in 8th place in the league, which is still good enough to make the 8-team playoffs.
In Health, brought to you by Centerwell Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. The percentage of Americans engaging in risky gambling behavior decreased last year following a post-COVID spike, according to a new report from the National Council on Problem Gambling. The study conducted in April 2024 shows levels of risky gambling behavior last year were down roughly 27% from a high in 2021. It also concluded 8% of American adults, almost 20 million people, reported experiencing at least one indicator of problematic gambling behavior many times in the past year. The report said many Americans underestimate the seriousness of a gambling disorder, with a majority of Americans continuing to attribute gambling problems to a lack of willpower or moral weakness.
Sports betting brought to you by the Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. The UNLV football team has the second highest regular season win total among Mountain West teams posted at Caesars Sportsbook. The Rebels' total is 8.5 wins, with the under a slight -120 favorite. Boise State has the highest total at 9.5 wins, with the over a -240 favorite. San Jose State is at 7.5 wins, with the over a -140 favorite. UNR, which went winless in the conference last season, is at 3.5 wins, with the over a -135 favorite.
In Neon Lifestyle, sponsored by Silverton Casino Lodge, this is Lodge Vegas. A bar and nightclub closes after 18 years at Town Square. Blue Martini closed its doors on Sunday as it prepares to move to its new home at the Miracle Mile Shops at Planet Hollywood. It will occupy a 3-story space that used to host Urban Outfitters. The new Blue Martini will have casual drinks and entertainment on the first floor, an open-air bar on the second floor, and a stage bar, VIP lounge, and hookah lounge on the third, according to the project's architect. And if you're looking for something to do, check out our free Neon Go Guide. It features everything from entertainment to dining to recreation and gives you all the details. Just head over to neon.lvrj.com to check out the Go Guide. Thanks for watching 7 at 7 tonight. Watch 7 at 7 twice a day, Monday through Friday, and search Review Journal to follow us on your favorite streaming platform. See you tomorrow morning for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Knock the Injury Law.